attorney.
Okay, welcome to an update video. Good news, the construction is finally done, or has been for the better half of this week. I'm currently recording on the 9th of November. The construction is finally done, and my available time to record things has at least tripled, maybe even more. I used to have I used to have from Monday to Friday, I used to only be able to record during this time, or 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. And on weekends, I used to be able to record from this to this, or 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. There we go. That was my previous time slots to record things, but now basically that the construction is done, I am able to do this from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Every single day, unless of course I have some other IRL stuff to do. So basically, our previous schedule was Trails in the Sky on Mondays, Umineko on Tuesdays, we had Borderlands on Wednesdays, more about that later, and we had Fate and Beneath the Cherry Blossom Tree on Thursdays. We had Nier and Zenless Zone Zero on Fridays, and Disco Elysium and The House in Fata Morgana on Saturdays, and of course Dark Souls and Wuthering Waves on Sundays. But with the new schedule, I have much more time to record, so we're basically doubling everything. So now we have Trails on Mondays and Thursdays. The idea is basically every 3 days. Well, first 3 days, then a 4-day break. Yeah, so it lines up because, stupid weekdays are 7 days long only. So yeah, on Mondays and Thursdays it's Trails. On Tuesdays and Fridays it's Umineko. This has changed one day. On Wednesdays and Saturdays it's Fate. And on Thursdays and Sundays it's Borderlands and Beneath the Cherry Blossom Tree. Except maybe not Borderlands, we'll see. On Fridays and Mondays it's Nier and Zenless Zone Zero. And Saturdays and Tuesdays it's Disco and Fata Morgana. And Sundays and Wednesdays it's Dark Souls and Wuthering Waves. This gives us a nice rounded 3 uploads per day. Except on Sundays, sometimes there might be more. But yeah, basically here is everything more cleaner looking. And the thing with Borderlands is that since it is a co-op thing, I'm playing co-op, I have to schedule the recordings with the other person, so if they are not available, I can't really record more. So we used to aim for at least 1 upload a week, but if time allows, I would like to do 2 uploads a week for Borderlands 2, but we'll see. So this is maybe, but the other ones definitely happen. And so the plan currently is to basically just I've just felt I haven't been able to progress through the games as fast as I want to, so that is one of the reasons why I want to basically double the pace. Yeah. Also with Fate and Beneath the Cherry Blossom Tree being fairly close to being done, if there are going to be any triple uploads, it's gonna be for these games. So yeah, I might sometimes drop 2 Fate videos on Wednesdays or Saturdays, or sometimes do Beneath the Cherry Blossom Tree videos on Thursdays or Sundays. We'll see. That depends on how much I am able to record. Yeah. But yeah, the plan is to get through these games, Fate and Beneath the Cherry Blossom Tree first, and when they are done, we are going to bring back Final Fantasy II and keep that as a permanent slot in place of Fate Hollow Ataraxia, and nothing is gonna replace that. So basically, these two are gonna get replaced by just Final Fantasy II when it comes back. Yeah, there are still a lot of games on the plate, so I eventually want to get through them and condense the amount of games I am playing the channel, so I can go through them at a much better pace. This is the 2 recordings per week per each game. It's a start, but I want to at least at some point get to like 3 videos a week per game, but not with this many games going on concurrently. So the idea is to initially reduce these 2 down to 1 slot, which is gonna be Final Fantasy, and then the next one after that, which is probably gonna end, is probably Disco Elysium, because it's a single game. I want to say either Disco Elysium, because I'm still fairly early on in this game, or Nier. I know there's still a second Nier game after Replicant. There's Automata, but I feel like I might get through that fast enough, because I'm quite deep into Replicant. Yeah, and I'm not sure if there's gonna be anything replacing Nier Replicant, or yeah. The idea is probably eventually to get the schedule to look something like, let's see, Trails is basically gonna be forever on the channel. Final Fantasy will be on this day forever. ZZZ is gonna be basically permanent because it's constantly updating. Same deal with Wuthering Waves. And I want this slot, it's currently Umineko, but I want it to eventually be just a permanent visual novel slot. Same thing with since we are ending Fate and eventually Fata Morgana, I want this to be a second visual novel slot. And yeah, Borderlands is basically gonna be a really long one too, so I think I want the schedule eventually to look like this, so I can do, instead of 3 different games on one day, or 3 different uploads or each for different games on each day, I want to do 3 uploads for Trails, a different visual novel here, Final Fantasy, Borderlands, ZZZ, another visual novel, and Wuthering Waves. Dark Souls 2, but we're gonna get through the Souls content quicker than Borderlands, so that's gonna be also here for a good while, but eventually it's gonna end. Yeah. So the idea is this, and I don't know how, because so many of these games are basically permanent on the channel. It's like Trails, it has like way too much content. Yeah, I don't know if I can get through it even in a decade. Final Fantasy, same deal. ZZZ and Wuthering Waves are permanent until the games themselves shut down servers, so no idea about that. So basically the only slots that we can shift around are this visual novel slot, Borderlands, which is basically, I don't know if we can count this, because this is basically a Patreon picked game, so it will be replaced by whatever the Patreon wants afterwards. Yeah, then the other visual novel slot, and then Dark Souls, so there's not too much room, but and I don't think I don't know if I want to really increase the amount of games on the channel again. maybe eventually we'll get to a point with Zenless Zone Zero and Wuthering Waves where I am fully caught up with the content, so I would be able to get to a position where I don't have anything to do in those games, so we could put them on hold or maybe put them into the same slot eventually, because there's yeah, and then we would have one more extra slot to do something with. I don't know. I basically want to keep at least one, preferably two, visual novel slots, and then at least a couple rotating game slots would be nice too, but currently, by the looks of this, we would only have Dark Souls here as the rotating game slot. Or rotating game slot, which is currently occupied by Dark Souls. Yeah. Unless I go really ham on Trails and Final Fantasy. Yeah. I don't know. Please give me your opinions if it would be better to condense the schedule. I'm pretty set on the idea that I want eventually to have like this amount of games on the channel concurrently, 7 or 8. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. There is also the idea that we could do what we are currently doing with Final Fantasy, is finish a game, then take a small break, couple month break, and play another short game in between, and then come back to it. We could do that with Trails also, because it's really, really, really long. So those are some ideas. And of course, I don't know. I mean, I'm not opposed to keeping more games. Like currently I have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus the occasional Genshin videos. Yeah, I'm not opposed to having that many games, but it's just, it slows down the pace in which I go through each game. So yeah, we'll see how things go. But that's basically it where I am right now, and this upload schedule will go into effect starting Monday, 11th of November. Yeah, it's currently Saturday, and I'm gonna spend the entire day of today recording and tomorrow recording, so I can catch up to this. And of course, the same Patreon 2-week early access still applies. So if you're seeing, I don't know, Dark Souls part 25, I don't know where we are at currently, on public, that means that there is, actually would be, where's Dark, yeah, there. That means that there is a part 26 on early access on the same week, and then for the next week there would be part 27 and part 28. So we are, and then for the week after that there would be part 28 here. So we are always aiming to be 4 videos ahead on Patreon. Oh, that's empty. Yeah, basically 2 weeks ahead from here. There, yeah. We'll see how well I can maintain that. I'm striving to do that. Currently with Fate and Zenless Zone Zero, we are like 4 weeks ahead. So that's something, but the others are critically lacking in early access, which is something that I finally have time to fix. Yeah, I'm sorry for all the neglected series that haven't had that much early access. I'm mainly looking at you, Fata Morgana, and Disco has had some, but Fata Morgana has rarely had any early access stuff. Trails has had always at least one. Umineko has, it's been there and there. But yeah, I'm sorry, Fata Morgana. It's gotten the short end of the stick, not intentionally. It's just the way my recording schedules have worked out. I try to record always at least 2 days ahead, so it just happens to be on a weekday, and the weekdays were, you know, I used to have less time to record, and there was always something on the during the summer and fall season. So I don't know, we'll see. Everything should go back to normal, or the new normal. I don't know. But yeah, basically, this is the schedule we're aiming for. Maybe 2 Borderlands videos a week, but at least 1. And yeah, extra videos will be currently dedicated to Fate and Beneath the Cherry Blossom Tree, so I can finish them, so we can finally get back to Final Fantasy 2, or start that game. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. The uploads still should happen at 6 p.m. GMT, roughly. And today's videos, which is currently it's 9th of November, today's videos on Disco, Elysium, and Fata Morgana are gonna be a bit late because I'm gonna record them now. But others should be fine. Yeah. And yeah, Patreon should be really cheap now. It's only €1 for 1 week early access, and 2 or more in Fates, and ZZZ's case 4 weeks ahead for the $2 tier, which is more expensive. 2-week tier, which is currently €10, but yeah, you can occasionally get up to multiple weeks ahead there. So check that out, and also hang out on the Discord. Links to that too is on the description below. So yeah, I'll see you guys around. So I guess that's it. See ya.